Hello and welcome inside the booth here at Mulcahy Stadium. Will Hopkins alongside Vic Maslia as we have the sixth matchup between the Bucs and the Pilots already this season. And so far they've split 2 wins for each team in league play, plus the tie in the Scout League game. And the Bucs will serve as the visiting team today. This will be the first of 7 consecutive days on the road for the Bucs. And what are you looking for today for them to get things started in a positive way?
Well, like you mentioned, Will, it's been a long time since the Bucks have been on the visiting end of things, and I think the biggest thing is going back to the last two games. The Bucks 2 runs versus the Chinooks to start in the first inning, then 3 runs just a couple of days ago against the Pilots. That was in the first inning as well. So I think today the key is being the first team to come up to bat, score a couple of runs, give your pitcher a little bit more comfortability when he's out there for the bottom half of the first, and then just keep adding on. The first couple innings are huge. Just score early, and I think get out to a big lead.
And speaking of pitching, the starter for the Bucs today will be Chad Gurney. His only start in league play was on the 8th against the Miners. That was that crazy 10-9 win for the Bucs. Went 3 1/3, 2 hits, 4 earned runs, a couple of walks and 1 strikeout. So like you said, some run support early to kind of calm the nerves for him, let him be a little bit more relaxed in his second league start. On the other side, it'll be Colin Hunter, whose only league start of record was against the Bucs. That was a 7-0 Bucs win where Hunter went 4 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. So for Hunter, it'll be a familiar lineup, and we can get into that lineup right here.
Yep, exactly. Well, we'll get into the starting lineup. Sorry about that. Still figuring out some kinks with the broadcast a little bit. So starting out with the visiting Anchorage Bucks, they'll go with the leadoff batter Zane Kelly playing in right field. Then Cole Carlone will be batting second, playing at first base. Ryan Callahan will bat third and play third base. He moves up in the order. Max Ross will be the cleanup batter, roaming around in center field. Josh Hankins is back in the starting lineup, playing at shortstop. And batting fifth, the six-hole batter, Brody Briggs, moves up in the order. He's behind home plate, catching up. Peyton Knowles will play in left field, and he'll bat seventh. The eight-hole batter, Cade Lacey, back in the lineup, the designated hitter. Then Nolan Cusey will round out the order, playing second base. Once again, that's Kelly, Carlone, Callahan, Ross, Hankins, Briggs, Knowles, Lacey, and Cusey. And for the Glacier Pilots, who are the home team today, Troy Sanders will lead it off and play second base. Luke Hefner will play short and bat second. Dylan Marks will be the designated hitter like usual and will bat in the three hole. Luke Stolga will be the cleanup hitter and he'll play in left field. Junior Barajas just got called up in his second game with the Pilots. He'll be the catcher. Chase Knight will bat sixth and play at third base like usual. Jack Dorn will be in right field and bat seventh. Jake Dodge, the eight-hole batter, playing at first base, and Logan Sanders rounds out the order. The nine-hole batter will play in center field. Once again, Sanders, Hefner, Marks, Stolga, Barajas, Knight, Dorn, Dodge, and Sanders. That is the starting lineups for both of your teams on the hill, like you mentioned. It will be the starting pitcher for the Pilots. Colin Hunter will come out first, and then we'll see Chad Gurney in the bottom half of the inning. So we'll take a little bit of a break. We'll bring you the national anthem. Well, we won't bring you the national anthem, but we'll pause for the national anthem and the starting lineups are here. We'll be back with you shortly.
Welcome to Mulcahy Stadium. Still working through some technical difficulties, trying to figure out what's going on with our stream. Do the best we can to bring you as much as we can today as the pitch from Colin Hunter misses to Zane Kelly to get things started. Kelly in the leadoff spot for the Bucs today goes ahead 2-0 to Hunter. Colin Hunter, 6'1", 190 out of Sacramento State. And now the righty's able to find the strike zone to make it 2-1. He'll be a rising junior next season out of Scottsdale, Arizona. Swung on and fouled away by Kelly. Top of this Bucs order, Kelly, Carlone, and Callahan here on this hot Sunday afternoon. Fouled off in a similar spot from Kelly off to the left side. So now the count's full to the Bucs right fielder. Grounds this one to first. Dodge has it and takes it himself. First man is retired. Saw some problems at first base from the Pilots a couple of days ago, so something to keep an eye on. Brings up Cole Carlone. Carlone was used as a pinch hitter in the game between these two just a couple of days ago. Stayed in the game, went 0 for 2. Always got to remember with Carlone to keep an eye on left field. Takes the first one for a strike. Hunter working pretty quickly. This one misses and gets through the glove of Junior Barajas. New addition to this Pilots roster. Went 1 for 4 yesterday in his debut with the club from Saddleback College. 1-1 hit out to left field and hit well. If this stays fair, it could be gone. Just foul. Close play over there by the pole. We've seen Carlone go to left field often this season, whether that's on the ground or in the air. That's where his one home run is, to left center. That one down the line and just a bit too far foul. So now 1-2 the count, and he comes. Hope you can hear us. Still trying to work things out here in the booth at Mulcahy Stadium. 1-1 the count to the leadoff hitter for the Pilots. That's Troy Sanders. One of two Sanders in the lineup today. He's playing second, as that one misses outside. His brother Logan playing center field and batting ninth. As that one misses outside. His brother Logan playing center field and batting ninth. So it might not be right next to each other in the order, but if Logan can get on, Troy will be up next as they come around the second time. Grounder to the third and out of the reach of Ryan Callahan. It's a leadoff base hit for Troy Sanders.
And the Pilots might be using my advice for the Bucs against us. They're trying to get on the board early here. But like you said, the Sanders brother, both technically leadoffs, I guess you say. The 9-hole batter is a second leadoff guy. We've been talking about that for the Bucs. So it's like another version of a leadoff batter.
Brings up Luke Hefner Jr. Hasn't been racking up a ton of hits against the Bucs, but talked to some of the Bucs players. They were still impressed with him at the plate, and we were definitely impressed with him in the field over at short. Been playing there pretty consistently now as these teams begin to try and figure out who their everyday players will be. But as far as the Bucs go, Coach Springman's still been shifting things around a good bit. 1-1 now. Throw over to first, nothing doing. After Hefner, it'll be Dylan Marks. Chad Gurney on the mound for the Bucs. Missing low again, 2-1. Gurney stands 6 foot even, 190 pounds out of Garden Grove, California. Was just a freshman at Cal State Fullerton this past season. Saw decent playing time. 13 appearances, 7 of them starts. 2-1 the count to Hefner. Runner goes, pitch is swung on and missed, and Brody Briggs unable to get that ball into his throwing hand, so stolen base for Troy Sanders. And already a runner in scoring position with nobody out for the Pilots in the bottom of the first. Count even to Hefner, 2-2. Wondering if he tweaked something on that swing, taking an extended time to get back into the box. Now finally does. Cusey back to his normal spot at second base with the double play no longer in order. 2-2 hit him. Way inside and came in and hit him. Troy Sanders was looking to go to third on the wild pitch, but he'll have to go back to second on that dead ball. And a little bit of problems with the control so far for Gurney.
Yeah, just early traffic on the bases. Now he's got to focus on trying to get a ground ball and see if his infield can roll a double play.
Double play would definitely be huge here for the Bucs. The Pilots already have something going in the first after a 1-2-3 top half from the boys in black and gold. Squares to bunt, pulls it away, pitches high, throw back to second. Decently close, but Sanders back in there safely.
Yeah, I've seen Briggs do that a lot. He's got a lot of confidence in his throws down to second and to first, even to third sometimes.
So 1-0 the count to Dylan Marks. Corners in for the Bucs after that show of bunt from Marks on the first pitch. 1-0 shows again. Gets this one down right in front of the mound. Briggs calls off. Gurney spins and makes a good throw over to first. Great play by Brody Briggs.
Sure was. And he immediately called Gurney off and turned his back, got his hand down and buried the ball like you're supposed to, and delivered a really good throw over to first.
Yeah, not an easy play. Did have to go pretty quickly in order to get Marks, but was able to make an on-throw target over to Cusey, who was covering. But now 2 in scoring position for Luke Stolga. Stolga looking for a hit to get the Pilots on the board. First pitch is up and in. Gurney still looking to find the strike zone on a consistent basis.
And infield back here, so ground ball means you're taking an out for a run.
Only one who might have a chance is Carlone playing close to the grass. 1-0 also up and in. Now 2-0. And I think that's okay for the Bucs surrendering the run for the out. And just the first inning, want to make sure to prevent a big number as opposed to just giving up a run or maybe 2. Don't want things to get out of control early. Gurney going to have to focus in here. Pitch grounded right back to Gurney. Looks the runner back to third, makes the throw. He's in there safely.
Yeah, and not a bad throw from Gurney. It was a little bit towards, I guess, the second base side of third, and it should have been more on the line of third, but even a good throw like that, Sanders did a really good job of getting under the tag. But the good thing about that is now you have bases loaded, you keep the runner from scoring, and you have a force out.
Yep, definitely a chance to turn 2 now. We see Hankins and Cusey squeeze towards second base. Junior Barajas, the new addition, another left-handed hitting catcher in the ABL. We've seen plenty of them. Bases loaded, big spot already in the bottom of the first. Takes this one up and away. Common miss so far for Gurney has been arm side and up. Lefties, righties, doesn't matter. 5th man to the plate so far for the Pilots. This one way outside.
Yeah, I need to see him try to even up this count and stay ahead. He's gone behind now, so that's out of the option. Looks like Briggs is going to make a mound visit and go talk to his righty pitcher, try to get him back on track.
Tough spot here. Not only are the bases loaded, but a little bit behind Barajas already 2-0. Can't make a big mistake here with this pitch. Totally get why Briggs would want to go over there and have a chat. Briggs comes back towards home plate. Junior Barajas able to have a chance here to make a big imprint as a Pilot with a couple of RBIs against the rival Bucs in just his second game in a Pilot's uniform. Gurney's going to have other ideas. 2-0 swung on, hit way up in the air, but that'll go out of play, foul. Now 2-1, the count to the catcher. Gurney set, and here it comes. Once again, up and away. That's been the miss so far for Gurney.
Yeah, missing that arm side, just not pulling down hard enough and staying, pulling down hard enough and pulling down and letting kind of go too early. That's been the problem here.
So 3-1, nowhere to put the batter Barajas. Good pitch that time. Barajas able to foul it back. So now the count runs full. Gurney, some stressful pitches early in this one. Already thrown 19, just the one out. But they've been mostly stressful from the get-go. 3-2. Swung on, hit in the air to shallow left center. Whose ball is it going to be? Peyton Knowles, the left fielder, calls everyone off. Throw comes home, and it is going to be just a bit late and off the line, so Troy Sanders scores on the sac fly from Barajas. With 2 away in the bottom of the first, it's 1-0 Pilots.
Yeah, that was really surprising that he went on that play because that wasn't hit very deep out there, and not a bad throw from Peyton Knowles. A little bit far back on the line, or a little up the line, I guess, for Brody Briggs, and a really good slide there.
Max Ross to the plate to get things started in the top of the second for the Bucs. Should be comfortable here. Served as a leadoff hitter at some points this season for the Bucs, leading off the second this time after the Pilots played a run in the first, but I think they definitely left some on the table, not only stranding 3, but having the bases loaded with, I believe, nobody out, and runners on second and third with 1 out after having first and second with nobody out, and a couple times having the bases loaded. Definitely more on the table. Hopefully Ross and the Bucs bats can take advantage as he takes a strike. A much quicker inning for Colin Hunter than his counterpart Chad Gurney on the mound. Max bounces this one. Oh, gloved by the third baseman Chase Knight, but the throw's not going to be in time. Ball bounced right in front of home plate and looked like it might have been going over the head of Chase Knight, but able to glove it. But by the time he made that throw over to Jake Dodge, Ross had beaten it out. So leadoff man's aboard for the Bucs in the top of the second inning. Josh Hankins takes a strike, starting at shortstop today. Oh, 1 low and outside. Good stop by Barajas, Still definitely getting familiar with these Pilots pitchers after just a couple of days with the club. One. Way outside. This time Barajas is not going to be able to corral it. Ross is able to take second base, and now a runner in scoring position with nobody on. This time it's for the Bucs.
Yeah, big opportunity here. Get that run right back.
Hankins, Briggs, and Knowles looming for the Bucs. The speedy Max Ross over there at second base. Swings at this one, bounce to the first baseman, Dodge. He's going to flip to his pitcher, Hunter. But Hankins does the job of getting Max Ross over to third with one out now.
Yep. Just keep the line moving. Don't need a big base hit or anything. Just get that runner over now 90 feet away, and a wild pitch scores him.
With Ross's speed, maybe decreasing the distance a fly ball would need to go by just a couple of feet. Every difference like that matters. Infield comes in for Brody Briggs. No Brody Briggs, even though playing catcher. Not too shabby in the speed department himself. This one's low. Stopped by Barajas, and he's been busy back there this frame.
Yeah. Just his second game with the Pilots, and yeah, it already thrown into the most important position on the field, and it says a lot about him.
1-0, swung on, hit out to left center field, and that's going to get down for extra bases. Briggs rounds first. Ross is going to score with ease. It's a stand-up RBI double to tie the game for the Bucs in the top of the second.
Great deal of hitting by Briggs. That one just kept carrying and carrying, and we talked about that wall, and that bypassed the wall and in the outfield, that imaginary wall. But that one was a ball heading to the point of no return. You get it, you hit it on a line like that, didn't hit it too high up in the air, and really barreled it up. And like I said, once you get it to that point, the gap is so deep out there in left and right center field. And so, like I said, you get it out to a certain point, and that thing is over the head, and it could be off the wall if you hit it hard enough.
RBI number 5 for Brody Briggs on double number 2 of the season. Now Peyton Knowles comes to the plate, takes a strike. Strikeout swinging from Gurney to start things in the bottom of the second gets Jake Dodge. Now Logan Sanders to the plate. 1-2 count to the center fielder. After him, it'll be his brother Troy in the top of the order for the Pilots. Strike 3. Looked at a pitch right down A Street. Not sure what he was looking at that time. Pitch seemed middle, and he's going to have to head back to that first base dugout.
Yeah, and I think it's huge for Gurney now to get a quick one.
Sorry for the technical difficulties. Nolan Cusey had reached base via walk, advanced to second on a wild pitch, and Cole Carlone singled over to right field, moving Cusey over to third. Now Carlone just took off for second. Thought he was picked off, but an error by the first baseman Dodge brought Cusey home for third. The Bucs now lead it 2-1. Infield comes in with Carlone all the way at third, and this is going to get through that infield. Carlone comes around to score. It's an RBI single for Ryan Callahan, and
yeah,
he just continues his hot play at the plate.
He is so hot right now. It is unbelievable, and he just base hit after base hit, not doing too much. That's what I love about it. He's not swinging overly hard and trying to hit gappers left and right like that. He is just hitting it where they're not. And that play, he recognized the infield's in, and he's just able to pull the ball through first and second. And just a great deal of hitting there, and the Bucs doing a really good job of just keeping the line moving.
Yep, now Max Ross at the plate takes a strike. Bucs lead it now 3-1. Not the cleanest of defense from the Pilots. The Bucs will take it. for Callahan. Definitely one of the hottest hitters for the Bucs. This one's up the middle and could be two. Over to second for one and on to first, double play. So the Pirates do get out of the inning, but not before the Bucs play two and take the lead for the first time today. It's